I'm Miss Frank, and this is what we did last night. First off, it was pretty cool to talk to some of you guys on Periscope the other day. You guys asked me questions about how I do this video and some questions about student ministry, and I am really falling in love with this app, Periscope. So far, the negative, creepy side of it hasn't happened, or I haven't seen it too often, but as far as the positives go, to engage with a lot of y'all, to meet some new people, and to answer questions about youth ministry and stuff like that, that has been super, super cool. And so, if you haven't found me on Periscope, the app where you can live stream stuff, check me out at pastor_tank. Find me on there, and if you're a youth pastor, I'll probably follow you back. If not, tweet me out and say, hey, follow me back on Periscope. I'll be like, okay, I got you, I'll follow you back. So anyways, last night, as some of you guys know, we have been changing our midweek program to Narrow Summer Nights, which is what we're going to do in the summer, 4 times in the summer. We meet every other week, twice in June, twice in July, with a break in between because of summer camp, the mission trip, and the VBS that we got. But last night, we did some fun games. We did some duds, like really, really bad games. And then we also had a good little study on the book of Colossians chapter 2. So let's talk about the games first. We start off with 3 PowerPoint games, all from DYM. So the first game we played is called Game of Tones. And that was basically a game where we asked the kids what color is the crayon that Crayola made, and they have to guess the color of the crayon. And it was a fun game. I really didn't have an answer for any of this because I'm colorblind, but the kids dug it. Some of the names were really goofy, and it was a good game. It's worth $3, right? The next 2 games I got were from this package of like summer games, and it was like $10, and it's originally $16. And since I had the DYM credit, I thought, why not? We'll just buy it. And I'll say, I kind of regret buying it. And so I'm always going to be honest with you guys. Like I said, I love the dudes at DYM. I love their stuff. But this package wasn't really worth $10. Because one of it said there was like 5 games, but there was only really 4 games, and then one package of like summer flyers and calendars. I think just flyers and stuff where you go in Photoshop and add the text. And I have Photoshop, I've been making my own art for a while, and a lot of the stuff that they have in there wasn't really interesting to me. But that's not necessarily disqualification for the package, because some of you guys who have Photoshop and need some inspiration, this would be great for. But the other 4 games are just not that great. The 2 of the games in there I actually played last night. The other 2 of the games I wasn't even interested in, and I was kind of disappointed after I downloaded all the games and I realized that I can't really use much of this stuff because it wasn't that great. But one game in there was really good. The one game was called Real American 2. It basically shows you the name of a celebrity, and you have to guess whether that celebrity is a real American. We played that last night, and that was good. That was fun. Kids got to know whether or not Will Ferrell's an American or not, and all these other actors. So that was a good game. So in that package, that was a great game, but I kind of wish I only bought that game and not this package, because the rest of the stuff wasn't really that great. The other game was guessing about like puppy breeds, about these dog breeds, and it wasn't that it was a bad game. It was just that, like, it was poorly made. Like there was one picture that was in there that was used twice, and apparently the same picture is 2 different breeds, and it didn't make any sense. And it's also like a kind of a weird game. Like, I thought maybe it'd be fun, but like it's like very specific. Like you have to be a part of like the American Dog Association to know these very specific, foreign breeds of dogs or whatever. Anyways, it wasn't that great. In fact, all the kids were like, "This is a dumb game. Why are we playing this?" So it was kind of a dumb. We played it, I paid for it, but it was just not that great. But I'll say that Real American 2 was great, and Game of Tones was a good game. Both of those games you can find at the DYM store. And then the other 2 games we're going to play were physical games. The first one was Gaga Ball. As you can see over my corner, I haven't torn it down yet. It was a lot of fun. Kids love Gaga Ball. I always do this. One big group, then just girls, then just guys. And it's always fun to do that. And then we played a game that I found from my buddy Delmar Pete, who he calls it Lumberjack. And so I kind of tweaked the game a little bit, but basically you go to the store, and I think I talked about this on Periscope a little bit. It's great. It was super cheap to get everything. You need 2 spatulas. I used 2 frying pans. Then I used mini pancakes that you can buy. I think like a pack of 42 is like less than $3. So that was all you need is 1 box of pancakes, depending on how many kids you're gonna play this. If you want your whole youth group to play, you might need a ton more. And then little clear translucent cups, and then a couple things of syrup. And so basically the game is everyone gets in the pairs. We just had 2 two pairs come up front, and everyone else is watching, and you get the little pancake, and you put it on, you have one person get the pancake, you put it on the spatula, and then put the other person a certain distance away, and they have to fling the pancake from the spatula into the other person's frying pan. The person has to catch it with the frying pan, eat the pancake, and then down a couple ounces of syrup. And man, was it good. It was super fun, just seeing them down syrup, and actually a girl, really girly girl in our youth group actually won the whole thing last night, and it was great. And I gave them IHOP gift certificates as a prize. So there's a video below that I'm gonna link from Delmar that shows you how to play this game, and it's golden. You can actually make it a little harder by making the distance wider, and also making them maybe like run from station to station. Like you have to go get the pancakes and run to this line and throw it. And then once they catch it, the other person has to get the pancake and run to another station to get the syrup. Like, you can make it a little harder. I did like a time limit of like 3 minutes, and it was fun. The kids loved it. It was fun to watch them eat pancakes and drink syrup and see them fling pancakes and try to catch it. That was a good game. So thanks, Delmar, for that one. You'll see it in the video below. And for our lesson, like I said, we've been doing a series called Resolve that I got from the Youth Ministry by my buddy Ben Reed. It's over the study of the book of Colossians, and so I've taken his kind of outline and notes and questions and kind of made it my own, and it's just, last night was a really good discussion about, how there's certain things that sound Christian, certain ideas that maybe sound good advice, tips or whatever, that sound like they could work, but they're sometimes antithetical to the message of Jesus Christ, and how the church of Colossae were really dealing with that. There were young Christians who didn't really know better, and Paul wasn't there to necessarily correct them, so he's writing this letter because he's heard all this stuff that the false teachers are teaching, the stuff that they're doing, to kind of correct them and tell them to basically use discernment and to follow Jesus as their wisdom and not their own man-made wisdom and the false teachers that are going on there. So we talked about, like, how have people maybe tried to disqualify you as being a Christian by adding certain kind of stereotypes or different thoughts of what Christians should be and shouldn't be. And then we talked about how, basically the root of the situation is that people were saying Jesus plus something makes you a Christian. And the message of chapter 2 was that it's just the gospel, just salvation. Jesus alone is sufficient for salvation. And because of that truth, then you learn how to live. And we kind of just talked about that and how, all these other rules and extra stuff, some of it could be good, but that's not what saves you. Jesus alone and the basic message of the gospel is what transforms your life and changes you. You live in such a way because of the gospel, not to receive salvation. So we talked about that, and it was good. We talked about cults. We talked about false teachers. We talked about all kinds of stuff last night. And it was really, really cool. So with that being said, if you have any questions, let me know. I have camp, VBS, and the missions trip over the next 3 weeks. So I will try to figure out to do some cool videos. Maybe I'll do a camp recap to talk about how camp went. I'm going to Student Life, University of North Texas. And then we have a VBS here where we're doing a Answers in Genesis VBS that our kids are going to be a part of. And then I do a missions trip to Florida. So it's going to be crazy the next couple of weeks. And hopefully I can get on here. But if you really want to catch me, you really want to chat, you want to see my beard, go to Periscope, because I'll be posting videos on there probably like every other day, if not every day, because it's just a fun app. Hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, wherever you want to find me, and I will talk to you guys later. God bless.